What's going on, guys? Bradley Martyn here. I'm going to teach you 4 recovery techniques that if you are not already doing, you need to be doing. Okay, number 1, check this out. No one thinks about this. Do you think about active recovery? Listen, when I first started training, I didn't think about active recovery. I was like, actually, I didn't even know that was a thing, okay? So number 1, I want to explain to you this. Anytime you go and you're focused as a heavy lift or a big lift, right? A heavy bench press, a heavy squat, a heavy deadlift, right? You're maximally forcing effort into something, okay? Like you're putting all strength into something. And then if you think about like hypertrophy training, it's more about blood flow, right? So when your focus is to get stronger, to get bigger, you need to put enough tension and pressure on the ligaments, enough tension and pressure on the muscle for you to be able to be better in that movement, okay? So why am I talking about active recovery? Active recovery is like, okay, let's say I did a maximal movement for a squat or for a bench press, whatever, right? And now I'm a little bit sore, but here's something you might not even think about. Working the muscle to increase blood flow to that muscle on the days off, not like a full workout. Like I'm not saying come and be like, okay, you bench 315 and that's your max, and now come and bench 225 and 135. I'm talking about coming in and just working some push-ups, getting blood into that muscle on the days that you're not actively training for like hypertrophy or for a heavy strength set. But the whole goal is to get blood into the muscle. So listen, guys, a lot of people, when you think about getting stronger, obviously people, like number 1 thought is like, okay, I need to bench heavier weight, squat heavier weight, right? That's absolutely true, because you're gonna build tendon strength, you're gonna build ligament strength, you're gonna build muscle strength. Here's the crazy thing, right? So on your off days, for example, like I said, if you want to get a stronger bench press, let's say you bench 315, that's your max, you did it for 1 and you grind it. I'm not saying come in here and do a full bench press workout again. I'm saying come in here and press to try to get more blood flow into the muscle, because what's gonna happen on those off days, if you're eating enough food, if you're sleeping well enough, you're drinking enough water, you're just trying to get blood flow into the muscle to help repair, to help recover, and to help encourage growth. I would do, for my active recovery for legs, so if I did a heavy squat like the next 2 days, I would either do like some form of like light jogger running or like walking lunges just to get blood into the muscle, because I noticed my soreness would go away quicker because I just got more blood flow there, because I'm eating enough food, I'm drinking enough water, I'm sleeping, I'm doing enough of the other things that are going to help make the muscle recover quicker. Oh my god, that is so fucking painful. Oh, it hurts so bad. So listen, guys, before I get into this next one, understand sometimes the stuff that you want to do the least, or maybe it hurts the most, like obviously not lifting pain, but recovery type stuff is stuff you need the most. So one of my favorite forms of recovery that I think a lot of people just know about and they're like, nah, I'll do that next time, I'll do that next time, is foam rolling. 2 different forms of it. Obviously like the long foam rollers with the knurling on it, or the flat ones, or like the ball foam rollers, like or like a lacrosse ball. These I think are essential, and I know a lot of people don't do enough of this, like I said, but you got to think that over time, lifting, pressing, squatting, whatever, doing rows, doing deadlifts, you're building up tension in the muscle, right? You build up tension here because you're doing a lot of pressing, right? You build up tension here, you build up tension here constantly. This muscle is getting tighter, okay? When a muscle is tight, right? For example, when I flex this muscle, right, my back is loose, okay? So a lot of times, like I guarantee right now, I have an issue with my upper shoulder back here on the right side because I've done so many press. I guarantee it's because this side is not being loosened enough. I'm trying to alleviate the pressure here, but what I'm trying to get you to understand is a lot of times if you have issues, let's say activating, you know, for me, I had for a long time activating my upper right side, it's because I was getting dysfunctional here. Meaning like I was probably getting, it was probably too tight, too knotted up here, too tight, right? The muscle's too tight, so everything's like pulled in, so it's harder for me to get a good contraction back there. I start to develop imbalances left to right. So all this might sound kind of boring to you guys, but at the end of the day, like this whole lifting and being good at lifting comes down to balance and your body being balanced. Obviously strength's important, right? So if that's understood, right, like we all should be trying to do our best to mark all the boxes, check all the boxes that we can to be as strong as possible, like if that's your goal, right? And recovery is one of the things that just as much as you working in the gym and trying to get a stronger deadlift, like actively doing the deadlift, it's important for you to follow the other things as well. So number 3, guys, stretching, right? I got to the point a few weeks ago where like I literally got like the worst radiating pain from here. And originally you might think, and you guys might think like I have pain here, the problem is somewhere in here. So I like to do things. This is one of the stretches that I realized I needed more of because I just didn't do enough of this. Like I said earlier, I did a lot of pressing, but not enough to activate my upper rear back, my rear delts. And so if this is tighter and tighter and tighter, it's harder and harder to use to activate the muscles in the back, right? So you just gotta understand, if this is really tight, if everything's like this, you see people, their posture's kind of like this. it's much harder to be able to activate these muscles back here. Find like a corner, make it just a corner of a room. And this one's a little different but it'll work the same. And I'm just gonna basically put my elbows like a 90 degree right here, and I'm gonna sink myself forward. I need a little bit more. Feet together and just push myself in and let myself relax in there. So let's say this is the side that bothers them, and they'll go like this. They'll be like, okay, boom, they'll stretch this for like 30 seconds, right? And let's say this side is not as bad. They'll go here and they'll be like, 5 seconds, I'm done, you know? Like, so try, I'm not saying you need to do both at the same time, but if you're gonna do some sort of stretching, specifically like after your workouts, post-workout, you wouldn't wanna do this like right before a session, because now you're, especially if like you wanna go hit chest, now you're loosening the muscle, you're lengthening the muscle, longer muscles, sometimes in some cases not as explosive or as strong that you might want it to be for the lift. So keep in mind, these are techniques when you're doing more duration, like stretching or pressure point stuff, you want to keep after the workouts or at night before you go to bed. What? What's going on? What the fuck's going on? I don't know. All right, number 4. That would have been 8. Number 4, okay? One of my favorite techniques, something that I've used for a really long time, and to be honest, when I was consistent with this, I never had any issues. Like, I legit had no issues. And then I stopped because I was like, I gotta focus on this, I gotta do that, I gotta do this. And then you start to get some issues. So that's a lot of how this stuff works. Like, all this stuff is not like, oh, you do it once or twice and then you're golden. You can just train for years and not worry with it. The last one is the hot and cold technique, one of my favorites, okay? Now, typically what I would do back in the day, because it's so funny when I think about it. I didn't even actually fit into my bathtubs back in the day, so I couldn't take baths. I remember like I'd be in bathtubs like this. Narrow bathtubs. Anyways, so hot cold bath is ideal, like fully submerge yourself. But what I would do a lot of is spot hot and cold. So in my showers, right, like let's say I had an issue right here, okay, so I would like as hot as I could for 30-40 seconds, a minute at the very most, like very hot, like skin turn red, like obviously don't burn yourself, guys, and then the same amount of time cold as possible, and then I would just swap it back and forth. I have something coming for that soon, and I'll show you guys more of that when I have it. Now in my shower, because I don't have my full setup yet, but I have like a bin, a big plastic bin, and I'll fill it with water like halfway and then dump the rest of ice so it fills up, so it's ice bath. And I'll use the hot, because like some people, and I know mine right now specifically, my water doesn't get super cold, but it gets really hot. So I set up, and honestly submerging is better for this, so I'll set up the tub, right? So let's say if I want to ice my knee or my like leg, I would like legit like put my leg in it. Like I'm not gonna go home and like get naked and show you how I do this in my shower right now, but like you get the idea. You gotta do what you can with what you have. So hot cold techniques, hands down one of my favorite. There's tons of studies on it. People send me weird DMs like, isn't that bad and this and that. I was like, try it for yourself first. Like pick a part of your body, like say like shoulder and arm. I guarantee you start to feel better. Like it will be life changing. I love you guys. I appreciate all the fucking support. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. Make sure you subscribe. Also, guys, this is gonna be gone. If you watch this video when it first comes out, then you got about like 2 hours before this drops, along with the yellow one, along with the gray one, along with the 3 shorts and the 5 joggers, okay? If you're watching this later, like the next day, tomorrow, it's probably sold out because you probably missed it. BeFitGear.com, go check it out. I'm telling you guys, the drop's gonna be crazy. It's the July drop. All those items are gonna sell out very quickly, just like the last drop sold out very quickly, so do not miss it. Go there right now, or go there in like an hour and like 35 minutes, 40 minutes to be ready to get it before it's gone. I love you guys. Subscribe to the fucking channel. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. Oh, by the way, sneaky sub drop coming soon. So tell everyone you know.